Charlie Sheen's team is running double shaman, priest. So looks like they're deciding to run a rogue instead of the
Yeah.
double priest.
Well, I mean, I've only ever seen him play rogue, so.
Muskie's team, I'm not sure what spec deputy is. I'm imagining it's probably Boomkin. So maybe they're going to be running double Boomkin here.
Yeah.
Gates just opened.
hmm
So who do you think is going to win this initial mid fight?
I mean, just looking at the players and the comps, I think the mage is going to be a huge factor, especially when you're going to be running 3 heals.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like we're going to see a lot of kills early
Mm-hmm.
with healers being sheep. But yeah, I think that Boomkin's going to die real
Holy
quick.
crap!
Yeah,
Muskie's Boomkin.
yeah, that was crazy. They're pushing on the shamans here. I mean, delay is going to drop soon. We're going to see flip trips drop after. I think the mage is going to be able to CC all these healers. Is going to be game over real quick in mid. I think if Gone Fishing has a chance, it's going to be running base to base with relying on the rogue for returns.
Yeah, it looks like Muskie keeping all 10 of his players in mid here, wanting to get some mid control before he starts breaking people off.
Yeah, who do you think he's going to break off? Because they're running double Boomkin.
I'm thinking Muskie. I'm thinking Muskie himself is going to win FC.
Looks like Grizzle's going.
Kind Creation is in Muskie's flag room. He's not grabbing the flag. I'm not sure why. Muskie's team, both the druids are accounted for. There's no rogue. It's like he's scared to grab the flag when there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, it's strange. You can account for everyone in mid, and Grizzle went to pick.
I like that. That's great play by Muskie. Kind Creation finally grabs this flag. He might be taking it up to roof here.
Yeah, his team's just sitting in the graveyard. I mean, it's going to be really hard for them to push out.
Yeah, Muskie's team just dominating in mid right here. They might just wait. Since they don't have a rogue and they're only running a single hunter,
kill.
They might just wait.
They need to group up as 10 and just sit in the graveyard, wait for the reses, and then try and push as a team. Kill some of the melee in the front that are just sitting in their gap.
Yeah, Kind Creation just sitting up on the roof. Not much he can do here. His whole team is currently contained in the graveyard.
Oh, rogue got popped out by Grizzle.
Yeah, great job by Grizzle. And you can just feel how dominant Muskie's team is right now because Grizzle with the flag just standing up containing that graveyard as if he's just a normal DPS.
Mm-hmm.
Kind Creation dropping the flag. I think he's trying to bait them, maybe toying with them a little bit. But he's definitely got Grizzle's attention. Grizzle is now breaking off to go D. So Muskie and Grizzle are both going defense. Kind Creation still sitting on the roof. I like what they're doing here. They're sending Muskie up the tunnel. So Muskie's gonna try to contest Kind Creation, maybe. No, he's going. No, yeah, there he goes. I don't know why he was going to flag me, but yeah, he's coming up to roof. Let's see if Kind Creation kites. Grizzle's gonna be here. I don't think Kind Creation knows this. Grizzle's gonna be outside here. Pretty sure Yep, here Grizzle is. He's already on him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Muskie should have stealthed up because the thing is, he was stealthing up the roof, but then he went into travel form, and right when Kind Creation saw him, he just dropped right off.
He took off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Grizzle's going to land a kill here. Charlie Sheen's going to open on Grizzle. We'll see what comes of this. Grizzle is probably going to be fine just with post haste.
1%, and Grizzle's pet actually takes Kind Creation down. Muskie with the return here. Grizzle's going to get this cap.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen just couldn't chase him.
Yeah.
Yeah, to go for the re-stealth. Muskie's looking for him, or the other Boomkin's looking for him. But at the same time, Fishing Buddies is starting to push out a little bit. Or Gone Fishing, sorry.
Yeah, they haven't been able to land a kill yet, though.
Yeah, it's and
Delayed,
their
delayed goes
Brewmaster
down. That's
does die.
huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna stop all momentum.
This is interesting. This is kind of what we saw coming, but at the same time, maybe not this dominant. With the Hunter FC, but I guess double Boomkin, they're just going to control mid really, really hard. If I was Gone Fishing, I probably would try and body res my Hunters, but I mean, they're just going to die every time. Try and get them into the flag room just to, contest against the Hunter FC.
Yeah, you can see they actually got Vegan, the hunter, to come with Kind Creation. I think Muskie Bat's team saw that because they sent Deputy to grab this flag, and Agent Grizzle is right
Yeah.
next to him. Maybe they're gonna drop it. Yeah, they might actually drop it here. Scope went down for Muskie's team. It looks like he's gonna try to get a body res here.
Mm-hmm.
He just got a body res. That's huge. So I think Muskie's
The
team's
priest.
just gonna let
Yeah.
Kind Creation and the hunter just sort of sit AFK on their roof and wait for stocks.
Yeah, and to be honest, it may play out, but at the same time, they're playing against a rogue. It's not always the best option, just because a rogue can one-shot the Hunter FC.
That is true. That is very true. So definitely, with that being mentioned, they got to make sure that when they do push back to go get the EFC, if he's sitting on roof, they have to watch where Grizzle goes, because if the rogue's there, the FC and the hunter on the roof, if they send Grizzle up that tunnel, it'll be very easy for them to sort of do like a drop on the Grizzle and just take him out. Even if they know that they can't cap, they can prevent the cap on them from happening by just wiping out Grizzle
Yeah,
really
Grizzle
quick.
actually just went and grabbed Berserking, and if Gone Fishing notices this, they can almost kill him without a lot of stacks just because it's 10% more damage he takes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's smart enough to just click it off as soon as they come near him. But yeah, it's just denying it for their team, for the rogue.
Yeah, I think it's more of a in-your-face sort of thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
Grizzle's trying to send a dominant message here. Kind Creation dropping the flag once again.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's trying to just. I'm not sure why he keeps dropping, but it's his own doing, I guess.
Nixer with a body res here.
Yeah.
Grizzle actually going into the Alliance space. Maybe he wants to get on top of that graveyard and snipe from above.
I'm not too sure. I mean, this does prevent their team from just running straight at him and trying to get a return. But at the same time, he's more open to rogue killing him.
That's the thing, though. If you
Not
look,
here.
the rogue is actually with Kind Creation, so they have 3 people AFK in the Horde base right now. They
Yeah.
have 2 people defending Kind Creation when there's nothing to defend.
Yeah. It's hard to think what they're gonna do though. There's not a lot of choices. They're just dying over and over.
But look, it's 5 stacks right now. It might be getting 6 stacks here, so they're probably going to look to go get a return here. But we need to remember that, like we mentioned earlier, when Grizzle does go into his base, when they go to try to get this return here at 6 stacks, they have to watch out, because with that Rogue Hunter and FC in their base, if they want, they could easily just forfeit the flag and instead just push for an easy return on Grizzle and get that quick return, and then maybe try to grab it once the stacks reset and maybe try to force a quick cap or something.
Yeah. I mean, Muskie is gone back, maybe to return. I think the other Boomkin might break off. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, you're
Just grabbing Circuit.
4 healing. Yeah.
If they do that though, they're gonna have to watch it because when you take away 2 of your beamkins from mid, I mean that's huge. I mean you gotta be very
Yeah,
confident if you're just gonna do that.
yeah, and delayed does die again.
As you see, Garage is actually trying to sneak around, but Deputy F not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, Muskie's coming back to the fight too.
Yeah, I'm not sure
He
why
might pass the
Garage
flag to him.
went
Yeah,
there. I, li- I, li- I like
Muskie does
I like
take the
this.
flag.
I like this. That's a good job by them.
Yeah, and Grizzle's going back with him. Yeah, he's not going back.
Destruct trying to sneak around.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him off here.
Yeah, Grizzle's not gonna allow that.
Or stomp the heel and he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's if it was just about the win, I'd be all for this. The only problem is with the NWL's point system. You want to try to get as many caps as you can, because in the end,
Yeah,
you can actually lose when it's all said and done at the end of the season.
because he didn't 3-cap when you should have. Yeah, and
Exactly.
I mean they have to realize that there's 3 people in their base. You know, send one healer, send the FC who's Muskie at this point, and your hunter.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing right now. They're actually getting pushed back a little bit. I don't know if I think they're very undecisive right now on what they want to do. Muskie pushing up extremely far. This is very risky. 11 stacks here. He could easily get switched to. So Vagan's actually going the mid, coming behind Muskie, but his rogue is still with Charlie Sheen. So I don't know why Vagan's going to go do this alone. I don't know why his rogue is not there with him. His rogue's still sitting with Kind Creation. They're definitely not on the same page here. I mean, you got to commit to one or the other. Grizzle now coming up this tunnel. Maybe looking to make a push in Kind Creation. Kind Creation actually drops here. Let's see if Grizzle notices this. He did. Good job by Grizzle here. The rogue with Kind Creation, I'm sure Grizzle knows this. Kind Creation's now used his displacer. Grizzle should be able to take out Kind Creation here. Yeah, look at Kind Creation's probably gonna go down here. He's gonna get an immense amount of pressure. His displacer is still 10 seconds on cooldown. He's gonna go down here for sure. Destruct with the repick. He's gonna go down too. At this point, I'm not sure if repicks are even that smart of a decision, because it's very easy for the other team to just wipe your whole team if you keep getting the repick. But maybe he'll live. We'll see here. I have my doubts though. Look at him just getting chunked down by Grizzle right here. Huge damage. Agent Grizzle actually goes down here trying to overextend into him. They might actually get this past the Kind Creation. That's very surprising here at 14 stacks that they're able to do that. But Delayed just goes down. That's a huge kill. Without the Brewmaster, I actually think they're going to be able to push on Kind Creation here and land a kill. I think it's only a matter of time here. Vexen going down here. Vexen goes down. Look for a kill on Destruct next.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back.
Vexen walking back to a corpse. They didn't take his body. He might be able to just res and meet up with his team in tunnel here. It looks like he has to wait
Yeah,
for
were you
res there.
surprised that the FC actually made it back with the Shaman repick?
Uh, I don't think that should have happened. I honestly think that was a mistake on Muskie's team's part. But that's
Well, the only person they had in the front line was their mage and their brewmaster, but they outran their healers. So, I mean, it was a close call, but yeah, it's just buying.
Charlie Sheen opening on Muskie here, but he did it alone. I don't know what he was hoping to get accomplished there. Muskie taking his
Yeah,
insignia.
you're not gonna one shot a druid with 5.6k health with a bubble up. It's not gonna happen.
Kind creation standing above his graveyard. I like that with a hunter. I I don't know if the hunter is necessary, only because Muskie's team doesn't have a rogue, and both the druids, one's holding the flag and the other one is accounted for here in mid. But
Hmm.
because at this point, Charlie Sheen's team's got to try to push out of this graveyard, and they need all the firepower they can get.
Looks like Grizzle's running on top right now. He might just go all in on him. Just
Yeah,
yeah, his team's pushing with him from below. He's throwing a lot of damage into that FC right now. He sacks himself because he knows that he can't die to that other hunter. He'll get a kill. And the 3 healers are positioned below him, just healing him. But the problem is the other team's healers are in the graveyard.
yeah. Good job by Kind Creation, not dropping there. I like that.
Yeah, he was smart not to drop. Oh, it looks like Nexter is pushing up onto him.
Yeah, he should be fine here. I don't.
Charges up.
He should definitely not
I think
drop.
Nexter just might have killed himself. That's not good.
Yeah.
I think if their team is smart, they'll send their FC to cap and they'll just push everyone onto that Muskie right now. But Kurlishin opened us alone again. That's not good. They needed him for that push. Muskie's pushed up really close to the graveyard.
Yeah. Look for a very aggressive push here, maybe.
Yeah, Grizzle's on his way back with Berserking, so he feels like he has a better chance of killing right now.
Yeah, watch this burst in the Kind Creation if he gets the scope proc here. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah,
But Grizzle's got to make
Grizzle's
sure he
taking
stays in
some
line
heat
of sight
too.
of his healers. He does not need to die here.
Yeah, that's not what they want.
Oh, this is huge, huge burst there.
He's dead. Yeah, they're gonna repick War Stomp. They're standing too close. They need to be further back, closer to the light post,
Uh,
because they can be hit by the people below. Kind Creation does get another pick. That's interesting. Muskie's actually taking some damage, but he looks like he's going to be fine.
yeah, Delay's trying to get in on him.
It's hard. It's hard when they have a mage and their brewmaster's sitting beside him. Grizzle's still just shooting him.
Racking up that damage. Definitely
Yeah,
padding the charge
Nexer
a
is
little
now
bit.
charged up, and he's charging onto Vex in there. And now he's on to the FC.
Making sure that he spreads some runes across everyone else before he attacks the FC.
Yep.
Oh, I think you're going to see Kind Creation go down here. Huge burst.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much they can
Yeah,
do right here.
Muskie's got a hunter on him right now. He's at 50%. Muskie's dropping really low as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
don't
gets
know
the
about this
place.
displacer below the other team's graveyard.
He does have the roar sack. He uses War Stomp.
If I was
Yeah,
him,
they're
I'd try
kind
to
of
push
killing him
away from
off.
this
But
graveyard. This is getting a bit
honestly,
scary.
Muskie
He's
is.
probably going to go down here, to be
They don't.
honest.
He should live. It's just a matter if he can make it back to the base or not with the rogue. Only being a minute 30 left.
Oh, good
Once he
point.
does res,
Yeah,
he's
those saps.
going to be sapped a lot, and it's going to be risky.
If he can combat bug maybe off of one of the hunters.
Yeah, I would almost just drop the flag and go repick, reset stacks, and just run it across. Your team has complete mid control. But they're going to try and get it across with 15 stacks. It's going to be hard. There's the sap.
Kind Creation going for that repick.
Yeah. Muskie's now booking it across.
Grizzle still in mid. Not sure if I agree where he's at right now. Kind Creation's gonna be grabbing this flag. Hopefully they have someone that can contest them, so they can get this second cap.
Yeah, they should be breaking people off just to protect and having Muskie go straight up the tunnel with
Yeah,
the healers
yeah. I
and
don't think it's gonna have
having their
enough time.
Brewmaster and Mage to CC.
I think there's just not enough time anymore. I
Yeah,
think
if they were going to get that cap, it was resetting stacks. Yeah, I guess we were wrong. It's 3-0. We predicted it's going to be 1-0.
yeah.
What do you feel the problem was for Wildcard there? You think
Quick.
it's just
Ooh, they got it killed in
not
the very
committing?
last second.
Yeah, they're lucky that wasn't a minute earlier.
Yeah. I think it's just. I think they're just indecisive. I really think that's that. At least from my point of view, I'm looking at a team that looks like they're very indecisive in what they want to do. Like there's not really a game plan.
Yeah, I think they need to worry more about returning flags because it is a point-based tournament. They're if they 1-0 again, like they're losing out on points that they could be gaining. Like they have the ability to return the flag. It's just they're not taking advantage of what they have. Yeah.
Let's see if maybe both teams look to clean it up a little bit next game, and maybe you might even see Gone Fishing pull out a cap.
I mean, they can't feel. I mean, they were in their graveyard the whole game. It's probably demoralizing. We didn't see anyone rage or anyone leave. They stuck it out, and I mean, they probably got a little bit of momentum at the end. Like, yeah, we killed the FC. Like, we can do this.
All right, let's see how these teams are looking for this next game. Both teams are ready here. All right, I am sending the wargame request. See if these teams take it. All right, 30 seconds here. We should be getting into this next game. All right, I am sending the request. Bum, bum, bum. All right, just waiting on Muskie and Curly Sheen to accept this request, and we'll be into this next game.
Yeah, after that first game, I think Muskie's team's really going to put some pressure on the return game. I think they were just. I'm not too sure why they didn't pull the trigger and send people to return.
Mm-hmm.
Just seems kind of silly not to coordinate that. I mean, you have two Boomkins. You have them in their graveyard. You have the one hunter. You can give the Boomkin the flag, have your hunter go return. I mean, they're worried about getting soloed. But, yeah, at least push them off. At least, contest. Have the ability to return. waiting for 15 stacks is not the best option because it's so tricky because they can also one shot your FC and there's nothing you can really do about it,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're stuck in mid. Obviously, they can't send their FC back because they know like Rogue hasn't appeared, their FC has the flag, one of the hunters is missing. Okay, they're in our flag room or they're waiting on roof. It's
Mm-hmm.
a matter of time.
Yeah, I think when the hunter actually came in the mid for some reason and tried to shoot down Muskie, when they landed that kill there, I think that was the green light for them to just go get that quick return and cap. Maybe look to see them make some smarter plays in transition next game. Maybe try to get 2 or 3
Yeah,
caps.
yeah, and I think that's kind of what they need to prove. Because if they're not able to do it again, it just shows maybe our comp needs to be tweaked a little bit. We need something else to return because relying on 100 FC, hunters are big return factors, especially in games like this. It's just only having one that's carrying your flag, you can't send them because he'll die, and then they return.
All right, 1 second. Um, I keep sending the wargame request, but they say that they are not getting it. Well, I think Charlie Sheen says he's not getting it. Maybe he has to leave queue. Let me ask him. Okay. Alright. He's gonna actually try passing lead to someone else in his group. Let's see if that works.
I'm pretty sure we'll see Muskie's team adapting to the situation. And I think Gone Fishing, if they're learning a lot, it's they're learning they can't compete against the double boomkin. And they may look to play the flag game. I think lining up returns with the rogue, having the rogue try and sap and get in position to ambush, and waiting for his team, maybe waiting for the bubble cooldowns, just having the ability to coordinate their burst would have been a lot better.
Muskie said that he wasn't lead. Okay. They must have been doing something. But yeah, I agree with what you just said. There we go. Okay, Muskie didn't have lead. Yeah. They must have been, be switching the team around or changing their enchants or something. Okay, let's get into this next game here. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is looking good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Any changes in prediction for this game?
I mean, I think Muskie's teams learned from what they did wrong last time.
Mm-hmm.
I keep calling them Wildcard. I'll call them Wildcard from now on. I think Gone Fishing, it's hard to say how fast they're going to adapt to the situation. They're playing against double boomkin and they're running single dispels, so it's not the best.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also playing a mage, and They do have the double shaman, which is big, but
Hmm.
there's still 3 healing, which is still hard.
So let's see. Kind Creation has not joined the game yet for Gone Fishing. They still only have 9 players. Let's see if maybe he's DC'd or maybe he's just waiting till the last second to join.
Yeah, not too sure. I do expect him to join. He didn't play. He played actually not too badly. I felt like he made the right decisions of when to leave, when to stay.
Hmm. Oh, it looks like they're
Um,
leaving here. Okay, we're gonna have to.
we'll have to restart it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to queue this. I'm not sure what's happening with these teams.
Maybe he missed the queue. Something happened. We'll find out in a second. Stay tuned. Minor delay. We'll be back in a second. Yeah, the reason the commentary isn't like all that exciting, guys, is just due to the fact that it's we have one of our newer teams in the series playing against one of the more experienced teams, and it's going to be a huge learning lesson for them. And I think if they come back and watch these VODs, they can learn a ton, and they can really put up a really solid team.
Yeah, so it appeared that Kind Creation was DC'd, and he's coming back
Okay.
online now. So that's why their FC didn't join. Okay, I'm gonna try to send a request here, see if we can get into this next game.
So what do you think is going to happen, Pete? So you think it's going to be 2-1, 3-0, 2-0, 1-0 for either team?
I'm gonna give Muskie the benefit of the doubt, and I think he's gonna clean his stuff up and get a 3-0 here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a different game.
So was B this in the first game, the priest? I actually don't remember.
Actually, they might have changed it up. No, they were 4 healing.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't remember the name B this in the first game. Maybe it was here.
I actually didn't have the add-on on, so I couldn't read either team's names. I was just looking at like the players and seeing what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Gone Fishing with the exact same lineup here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good. They're sticking with their players, and I mean they're gaining experience. We'll see. Maybe they'll have somebody else calling targets, and it may work to their benefit. But yeah, I really think they need to change their style onto Kind Creation, picking the flag and trying to get across. And if they do get into their base, just playing base to base.
Mm-hmm.
That means protecting him with everyone.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
The way they're gonna win this game, I think, is by Wildcard making mistakes, and the ability to pull that off is by having them overextend into tight corners, and just running your whole team with the flag might help.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's hard to say.
We'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah. And we're
The
off.
gates have just opened. We'll look to see if Muskie goes with the same strat of keeping all 10 in mid and breaking Grizzle off once they get mid control, if they can get mid control. You see both Boomkins breaking off to get Zerker. Kind Creation immediately going to go grab this flag.
We see the rogue sapping out people in the back, but he's going to have to back up. I wonder if they're even going to have him open in mid. Maybe just send him on D.
Muskie's
and they're
team,
already
like,
pushing into
huge.
the back line.
Yeah, huge pushing in.
Druck's going to die. Yeah, their melee's already in there. Grizzle almost drops, but ends up getting healed up. They're pushing on the next area now. Scope's dropping as well. but their team's backing them up. They're moving into position. EU, and that guy's just dead. The priest is dead. Their healers are dead. They're going to be having a free trip to the graveyard in a few seconds.
Yeah, huge wipe. They gone fishing. That is crazy.
And we see Agent Grizzle going for the pick again. I honestly think with the hunter picking the flag, they should be having their rogue contest him with saps.
Kind creation once
And
again, waiting to grab this flag.
yeah, I'm not too sure the decision behind that, but
Yeah, me neither.
maybe just preventing stacks as long as possible.
That could be it. Good point. I didn't think of that.
His pick now, and I mean he has
That was
the
strat.
ability to.
You'd think he'd grab it the second that Grizzle grabs it.
Yeah.
He's taking a
We'll see
different
what.
approach. He's not going up to roof this time. He's actually going to top a tunnel, maybe.
Yeah, and Grizzle's going straight back. Muskie is as well.
Curly Sheen's
And,
already out on Grizzle with his evasion popped.
Yep,
Evasion's gonna go
but
down
Grizzle's
here.
going to get space, and then
Yeah.
he's not going to be able to kill him
Let's see
anymore.
if Kind Creation might. Yeah, Kind Creation's going to drop and try to help his rogue here. Hopefully, Curly.
Which is smart, and
Grizzle not allowing the
Kind
rogue here to
Creation's going to die
restop that
too.
like this.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see Wildcard pulling back now.
Yeah.
And that's what they needed to do. They needed to send people back to return earlier, and it works out really well for them there.
Yep. Quick drop to Muskie.
That's no fight.
Allow me to quick
you can't blame Kind Creation for dropping there.
Yeah.
I mean, his best option was to heal his rogue and try and get across. And that was his best play at the time. And sitting back just doesn't work with this team in the graveyard the whole time. The problem I'm seeing mostly is if you look at the health bars of Wildcard's team, you'll see them all dropping sporadically. It's not like one burst. I understand people are dead right now, but it's not like one person's just dying over and over. It's this guy takes 50%, the next guy takes 50, the next guy takes 50. If they just coordinated a little bit better, I think it just comes down to target calling.
Muskie and Grizzle just took down Kind Creation. Quick kill on the FC before he could even grab it. Yeah, I agree. There's just pressure everywhere.
Yeah, and we see Deputy picking the flag now. They have one Boomkin picking the flag. Just going to run it straight back. And Grizzle actually takes it. And he's going to run it back now.
See if Kind Creation can get out of here.
Yeah, he's stealth. He's coming out of the graveyard, but he's not going to beat Grizzle back.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2-0.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for that. The next cap.
Yeah, Curly's trying to go, and they also have a hunter. Vegan's trying to get back too, and he's actually shooting Grizzle, and he disengages for chase.
I don't think he'll be catching Grizzle here. And Grizzle's got the boots. He's going to be out.
Yeah, he's going to kill this.
But it looks like he actually, that confident, he's just going to take Vegan down before he gets that cap.
Yeah.
Show him
yeah,
his
he
boss.
Realizes once scope's up, there's no way he's going to die. And Wildcard, because they committed so much, they're again losing the push fight. And again, the mage is just doing so much work with against the 3 healer team.
Yeah, Deputy F trying to come on D here to kill Kind Creation, but I don't think he's aware that Kind Creation has his rogue here. But Grizzle's here too. They might actually get a quick kill here.
Yeah, it looks like Muskie's actually running back. I think Muskie should be going for the flag. And
yeah, he sees that. He realizes that he's going to go get that flag now.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Muskie's team has both Boomkins and a Hunter away from mid, and they're still dominating Gone Fishing in the graveyard. I mean,
this comes down to proper target calling, landing kills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say there's just a different level of experience in both of these teams. Curly Sheen gonna go down here at ramp. Grizzle is chasing him into the ground with
Yeah,
the scope proc. He's going down. Kind creation just
definitely.
res. Musk is gonna actually beat him here. Yep. That's gonna be a quick 3 cap here. Kind creation
Yeah,
had his stuff.
this can be one of the faster games.
Yeah, great turnaround by Muskie.
And Grizzle and Deputy are just fighting against.
Yep. Yeah, Grizzle bandaging Deputy while he's taking on kind creation.
Yeah, and that's a death for the FC, and that's going to be a quick 3-0 for Muskie's team. And it looks like they learned from their mistakes and really took advantage of what works for them.
A huge turnaround here. This is more what we expected the first game.
Yeah, and we'll see how Gone Fishing reacts to this. I'm not sure they have the leader to say, hey, this is what went wrong. They may have to take the time to watch the series over and learn from their mistakes. But I mean, they have the ability to really compete against that comp. It's just they need to coordinate their damage better with what they're running. Obviously, they have no way to really deal with the mage, and he's just having fun. He's doing so much, and it comes down to like they have a great mage player,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Muskie was saying that he's built a team around a mage, and when you have a great skilled mage and you can build a team around it, it's going to do wonders.
Yeah, it looks like Charlie Sheen's team might be switching up their comp here. You can see Charlie Sheen not too happy with the rogue play. He's going to actually switch to his priest. They're going to try to run the 4 healer instead of rogue. Try to gain some mid
And
control
honestly,
here.
he wasn't able to really attribute anything in any of those games. He escorted his FC, he tried to fight, he
Mm-hmm.
still kept dying, and it's no fault of his. It's just they need a stronger mid presence, and it's hard to compete against double boomkin mage. Having 4 healers will definitely help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we'll see if it makes a big difference or if the same thing happens again. I think the 4 healers will keep them alive longer, but I think they're still going to run into the same problem of we're not bursting the same target at the same time, landing kills.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's going to come down to. If they practice as a team a lot more, having their target caller in lead and syncing and meshing as a team, they can definitely pull out a lot better series. And it just comes down to experience. Nothing against. I'm sure they're probably having fun. I hope so at least, and they continue to learn and they'll develop as a team. And I mean, it just takes practice and experience and teamwork. That's it.
All right. Charlie Sheen said he's not sure what happened to one of his players, the late specifically. He he needs to wait and see if he's coming back or if maybe he rage quit. He's not sure yet.
Well, let's hope he doesn't rage quit. That'd be an unfortunate thing. I think both teams need to practice. Um, Muskie's team obviously looked a lot better that second game, but I mean, the more they play, the stronger they'll get. I keep calling him Muskie's team Wildcard. I'm not trying. I'm sure there's other people on the team that have helped build it.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving all the credit to one player.
So have you watched all the games today, Pizza?
Yeah, I watched every one of them.
Oh yeah. What do you think was some of the best games today you saw?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought a lot of them were sort of I don't know, like dominant. Like there's a dominant team and a not so dominant team. So I'm hoping that in future series, a lot of them are much closer.
Were you surprised at any teams today? I was surprised at Dark XD, that team doing so well. I mean, give me your energy. Although they are a newer team, they do have some experienced players that were probably leading. Maybe it's just not all the pieces fell into place, and that's why they didn't have such a good showing. But I believe they have a strong leadership, and they'll come back and be stronger than ever. They'll just go back and watch what didn't work and change
Hmm.
it. But yeah, I was surprised with that team. I was expecting a lot closer game, and I think a lot of people were. But I mean, that's good. That shows teams evolving and teams getting better.
All right, so Charlie Sheen is grabbing a 10th player here. Uh, he said that they've lost a few players, but they're going to grab replacements to get a third game going. But because they're going to have to grab replacements that might be on a different team and that might not be signed up as mercenaries, they're going to have the 10 players, but they're going to have to forfeit the game because of not being able to meet the guidelines.
Yeah, and that comes down to the. It's just unfortunate that people have to leave, but I mean, if games are delayed and it's starting to get late at night, some people may have work in the morning and they just can't stay up any later. But I mean, that's why there's the ability to sign up extra players.
Hmm. I like that. I do like. I like it when teams do this because, uh, I mean, they're just playing the play. I mean, they lost a lot of their players, and they have to forfeit the game anyways. So they're playing this game just to play, and it's nice to see teams being willing to do that.
Yeah, and I think as soon as Muskie hears this, I think he's going to go Guardian right away.
But it looks like we might be getting into the next game here. Just sent the request. Not gonna give
All
Muskie enough
right.
time to go Guardian here.
Yeah, pretty sure he would have if he could.
Yeah. They actually got less shifter in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Who is less shifter? I don't know who that guy is. That might be Muskie.
Not too sure.
Was Muskie the Elder Shaman? Oofies. I don't know who either one of those players are. Or Zioni.
Yeah, I'm not too
Zioni.
sure.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Well, it is just the game is already decided. This is just like a
Hmm.
fun game, I guess you could say. So he
Yeah.
may be playing people that weren't signed up on specific characters, or maybe weren't signed up all. It doesn't really matter at this point.
So it looks like Gone Fishing is missing the Brewmaster Monk. They only have 9 players, so we might have to. No, there you go. There he is. He's in. We're good here. 10v10.
Hmm.
Looking at Warsong, I sort of want to get a poster of like Warsong and put it like in my room, just like
That's
a
probably
view,
one of the nerdiest things you've ever said.
just like a,
Maybe.
just like a view, like the view that I have right now of the Horde Berserker hut and the Alliance healing hut, and just maybe like put it behind my computer or something.
That's funny. So, what do you think is going to happen here? You think this change in comp is going to be beneficial to
Um,
Gone Fishing, or you think it's going to be more of the same?
I think that this is gonna be harder for Muskie's team because I think there's no denying it. The comp is definitely weaker than it was before, but Then again, you never know, because now they're only running 3 healers, but they're keeping both of their damage healers, the priest. So maybe now, because they already had a mid advantage, now they're just gonna have more pressure with more damage. That maybe they just
Yeah.
dominate them even harder. You never know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Muskie's team always getting the positioning advantage from the very get-go. Before the fight even begins, they already have the other team in their graveyard. Vexen goes down. Destruct. I mean, this is brutal. Muskie's team just
Yeah.
dominating right now.
Grizzle's going for the pick here. And he picks the flag. Yeah, we're going to see
Yeah,
more of the same in the graveyard, I think.
yeah, you can see Gone Fishing actually switched to double Boomkin, so they don't actually have an FC anymore to grab this flag. Which I like this. I like this change because you sort of got to do what you got to do to try to win mid. But
Yeah, Kind Creation is trying to go for it, but he's just going to kill himself here, I think.
yeah, as Boomkin, your healing is definitely lower, so he's not gonna. I mean, he's just gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzle dropping it to Deputy to go get that faster cap.
Yeah, and I think Muskie team realizes they have no FC. They're just going to run the flag real fast. Or they may actually hold it and try and play it out, practice their mid. Because this game's just for fun. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. I think the more time they're in the game, the more they learn, the more they work together. So it's probably better for them.
Yeah, I just don't know how respectful that would be to hold it.
Yeah.
The all 10 have gone fishing, now fighting at their graveyard. Seeing maybe if they can push out a mid this time with 10 people.
Yeah. We see the Ellie Shaman running in. You're going to see a big punt. There it is. That was fun. I
Yeah,
think that's the whole
something
reason they
different.
brought it, just the punt.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the fastest game yet. Especially because Gone Fishing is now committed 100% of their resources to mid. So if they don't win mid, that's it. Game's over.
Yeah, and they're not winning mid. Kind Creation's still trying to break off to
Yeah.
go pick
Gri
the flag, but Grizzle's just
Grizzle's
going to
not
cut
going
him
to let
off
him.
and kill him.
Yeah. Not much you can do here.
The Ellie Shaman's with him.
Yeah, Grizzle going to get this
And
next cap.
Mixer's just sitting in the front of the graveyard, just spamming Rens. Charges the warrior in the back that's on his casters, and they'll kill him before he gets any heals, I think. Oh no, he's getting back. Solly. It's more of the same. I just feel like they're just unable to get any momentum. It just comes down to like landing kills, and they're not able to do it at all. They switched to 4 healing, and it's going to be even harder. Another big Nova locks everyone. They do have one shaman sitting on top. just healing away. But looks like they're actually gonna push him off. No, their FC's just gonna run by.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is GG. They even dropped their FC through Graveyard, knowing that they have that much of a dominant control.
Yeah, and I mean they're trying to push when they're down 2 or 3 players, and it's just not working every time. Kind Creation's going for the flag, but he's not even going to get close by the time they stop.
Yeah. I think he realizes that he's sort of derping around. I think he knows.
Yeah.
Agent Grizzle going to deliver the final blow here to end this series. Well,
What's it?
they switched all 10 players to mid with the double boomkin, double priest, and they only had 1 HK to show for it. Man, that is brutal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had players, new players, different players. I think if they put the time into learning like what works, what doesn't,
Mhm.
getting some solid like experienced players on their team, call targets, they can turn out to be a decent team. It's just going to take time, and I mean that's what the NWL is for. It's for fun. It's for people to play and get games in and really get an advantage going into next year's tournaments and this year's tournaments.
Man, the Ellie Shaman with 10k damage. Man,
Yeah, I think that was one punt.
like that's just rest in peace. I don't know what else to say. Gone Fishing's got a lot to work on. And I don't know if there's enough time in this tournament to work on everything.
Well, maybe not, but this is the time to do it. This is going to be their most competitive games against teams that are, I guess you could say, organized a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I didn't even know what to say, like, about that series. It was pretty one-sided. Gone Fishing is gonna have to improve on quite a bit, and I think it starts with mid because I think if they're getting dominated in mid this hard, it doesn't matter how good their hunters are, it doesn't matter how good their FC is. All of that is meaningless until they can actually contest in mid more. Because those games, even the first game when they had Kind Creation sitting AFK, when they were getting pummeled in mid, it didn't matter who their FC was at that point. Any player could have been on that FC, and it wouldn't have mattered. They're gonna have to fix mid up for sure, and that's
Yeah, and
often
I
very
think
difficult.
I think they realized that about 5-6 minutes into the first game of the series. It's just there's only so much you can do on the fly. And I think it just comes down to getting an experienced target caller, or at least having someone step up and do it. Who knows? Maybe their target caller was great, but they weren't assisting them. Then they can't blame it all on one person, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whew, that's just rough. And I don't even know what to say.
You want to do a post game interview with
With
someone?
Muskie? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll add
Be
Muskie
fun.
in. Ask him what he thinks about the Ellie Shaman dream.
We'll hit them with some hard questions from chat. We'll see what they want to ask.
Yeah. Any question you want to ask in chat, I'll ask him. So if you want to ask him,
Yeah.
you know, how large his blank is, like, be my guest.
Yeah. You can ask him how it feels to do 10,000 damage on an Ellie Shaman.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Muskie.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
we were just talking about you.
One second. I want to get one of my co-captain in here.
You want to
He's
get
got a
a
lot more to say than I do.
F?
Mizixer.
Okay.
Mixer.
All right.
Before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to Zioni, aka Lewis, for being down.
Hello, Nixer.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Just played a game. A lot of fun.
It was super fun. I actually had so much fun. I had some
Yeah.
in the face. That last game,
So
especially, was hilarious.
yeah, that was an interesting game. We were all impressed by your one punt you did.
Yeah, there was a couple really good ones. There was one where I went around to GY and knocked them all out too. But the first one was like, we were like, okay, we did it, boys.
That was the big one, yeah. I think we were all pretty much screaming in the chat. Yeah, it was pretty insane.
So, what did you guys think was the reason of the turnaround from game 1 to game 2? What did you guys change? Do you think that played the most impact?
Mostly like from like the first game to the second game, like we had never played that like strategy together as a team, so we had a hard time connecting from like escorting the flag there to there, and like we just spent too much time like investing into their graveyard, which didn't really help us out. Like the longer the game goes for us when against our rogue, the bad, especially when both teams have flags.
Yeah, and I think it came down to the fact that you guys were so confident in holding them in place that, I don't know, we're at the time were you guys thinking like, hey, we're only up 1-0. This is a point-based tournament. We should probably go for a return.
No, yeah, exactly. Like we were holding them there, and then like nothing was getting accomplished, and it just took us for like ever because we had like two or three people that were just like convinced that we just need to stay in graveyard. So we had a bit of a communication error, but then we we got to see the next game.
I felt like if we could all step back and figure out, just like talk about it for a minute, we would all know what we needed to do. We just, in the middle of the game, had trouble discussing things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right about the confidence thing, because whenever I would go back as a boomkin or I'd send Epidel to go somewhere, I was never, like, as long as we had one boomy in mid, I was confident. I was never worried about it. And even when we were sitting below their GY, the 15 stacks, I was like, we'll hold it, no problem. Like, we just got to do what we got to do. But it was awkward if you guys saw, like, we only sent Grizzle up there and other things like that that we just needed to talk out and figure out first.
It was like Grizzle versus the world, and I just went up there and died.
Yeah. When you pushed onto him, I mean, it was good you tried to do the push. Just I think if you waited for him, it would have been better.
Yeah. And one of the things is, too, like this team, like, we very rarely play with each other. We pretty much play like on Worley games. So like our first game is always going to be like super rusty. And then after that, like after the first game, we pick it up and the momentum starts rolling.
Yeah. So what do you think their biggest downfall was?
They seem to get really far behind right away. And I think that is a healer thing. I think it's people, well, first of all, people not necessarily catching on to our strategy, because like we did the same thing 3 times in a row, right? Like we just hit their squishy right off the bat. We didn't even hit their front line. We just went right for their squishy. And I think they just weren't ready to handle that kind of pressure right away. And maybe some sort of add-ons for their healers, or just tracking the focus of who we're hitting, because it just seemed like they couldn't handle 2 boomkins Star Surging someone and just, pumping damage into them. Doesn't even have to be at the same second, because we're just Star Surge after Star Surge into that person. So I think that's really their big thing. But in the first game, even though they didn't play it necessarily perfect, they did give us the runaround quite a bit. And then, we always say, like, if you're playing against a mid comp, try and get it out of mid, and they did that. And they made it, we learned a lot from that first game, I gotta say. Like, after we were able to talk about it and everything like that, we learned a lot, and it was really good that we got to play that game.
Yeah, it looked like you guys changed a lot from the first to the second, like really quickly, and that's what we were discussing. Is like, what do you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna make the changes they need? And we were both, pretty sure you were, and you did. We're just interested in finding out, like, you obviously changed something, and it's just communication by the sounds of it. But do you feel like your mage played a huge factor in those games? Them being sheeped and just polymorph, counterspell, root their melee with a Frost Nova.
It's really hard to get sheeps off when we have double boomies, but
Yeah.
you take it, Sander.
I'm the
He was
fucking,
just doing it to interrupt casts, and I think you guys were ahead because of it a lot.
I'm the king of interrupting sheep, so I'll tell you that. Yorkie always calls sheep target, and I'm like charging that target, like I'm on the way to like hit that target. That's always how it happens. But Yorkie is great. He knows his fucking stuff. He can stay alive, get in, get out. He's good at harassing, getting in and out. We really like playing with a mage too. It's a lot harder against a 4 healer comp, but yeah. Against a 3 healer comp, it's super good.
Same thing with like the confidence of like leaving people. Like Yorkie, full confidence, man. Like he can go Frost whenever he wants. He can go Arcane. Like he knows his class. He knows what he's doing. If there's ever problems in the games, I feel like it's not individual faults. I feel like it's us as a unit or as a team. So like,
yeah,
Yorkie's a fucking beast, man. He'll kill it every time. So I just let him do his thing.
Yeah, we're only giving him praise.
You know who the real beast is though.
No.
It's fucking Lewis though. Everyone, just shout out to Lewis, our sub. He did great. Performed.
He did great.
He did great.
Oh, that's nice.
We're very
That
thankful.
was good when your subs work out really well.
No, yeah, we're very thankful for him showing out. So just everyone shout out to Lewis.
Do you guys know who you're playing again next? Or when or who?
I don't know who we're playing against next. We do need to play against Warsong Warlords again. And that was the guys that we played in the first week. There was communication errors with who they were allowed to use and everything like that. But they ran the same comp pretty much. They ran the double boomy, but they ran a second hunter instead of the mage. And they just killed it. They're really, really strong in mid. And if you can't win mid as a full mid comp, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like that series you played, against Warsong, it would have been different if they had different players, or do you think it was just purely communication? You guys can definitely hold your own. Like we can win those games easy.
I think that honestly, I think that they're just better than a lot of us. Some of our guys are, fucking amazing and everything like that. But I think when it comes down to their experience and everything like that, I just think they're better than us. So we gotta play differently or play better or whatever, and bring the heat.
I'm going to ask you one question. If you guys were to play against one team, I guess it's a two-part question. One team you think you would have the best series against, whether it be competitive-wise, and the team you would most definitely not want to play, just due to the fact that you think you wouldn't compete well with them.
You know that question, Jackson?
That's tough to say. I think Warsong Warlords might be our toughest competition because of how good they are in mid.
I think so too.
I think that Ugly Girls Get Tapwater is the guys that I want to play the most because they have a super good mind for the game, and they'll be able to do what Gone Fishing. They'll be able to do what Gone Fishing did, but better. And I think that'll be our toughest competition, especially because they don't run double boomy. They pretty much always just run one. And if they can, outmaneuver us, then that's kind of always been my worry about that team. Even when I was on ping, like we knew that they were going to be our hardest team to fight. So those guys both, I think, are neck and neck for our biggest competition for sure. And then of course NHS if they get their stuff together.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
So
Like, playing against Warsong really showed like how like lackluster our mid was. Like after not playing for like so long, our communications was like all over the place.
Yeah, we
really-
switched our target callers too, because like I would play on Guardian and be target calling, and then we'd swap it around, and other people would be target calling and things like that. So it was a mess,
Yep. Well, it's good you work out these things and improve, and it's what this is all about.
I just want to say to Phobias about the getting the flags out with the real FC against stronger teams. For sure. Although we're putting so much into our mid, we gotta win mid, and if we win mid, then we can get people out of the base that way. That's kind of our thing. Like if we need to split people off and we can hold them on separate res timers, that's kind of our plan. We've played a lot of real IDs against basically the Warsong guys and the Harvest guys, the Ugly Girls Get Tapwater guys, and they knew what Grizzle was doing. But Grizzle is one crafty motherfucker as well, and he can
He's a
find
slippery
his
snake.
way into situations. He is a slippery snake, and
Yeah.
he can do what needs to be done. He can out 1v1 pretty much any other hunter. I don't know why. He's just a god, and we'll back him up when the time comes.
Hmm.
It's the strength of running 4 healers. You can afford to send a shaman or something like that, a really mobile shaman, and get there, and then still have like a strong presence in mid with the 3 healers. Absolutely.
So do you have any like I guess you could say, I'm not sure if any of the other teams are watching, but what do you think is like you would say to them, like if you were the leader of their team, what would you say to your team at that point? That happened to you.
Practice. You got to figure out who needs to go where, and you got to practice, man. Set up real IDs, do what you can, and
Something we don't
it's
know
not gonna go overnight. Like we've been playing, like this is basically Maiden Stormstrike plus a few guys. It's basically the guys from Maiden Stormstrike who went to Ping, and we've been playing together for a while. And when we first started, we were getting our ass handed to us, and we still get our ass handed to us, like in that Warsong game. So you just the practice is the biggest thing to make your team better, and you got to like realize where the problems are. You got to look over those VODs. You got to make sure you guys are doing everything you can and understanding why things are happening, and then you can address it. And as long as you have the knowledge and the understanding of the map and of Warsong, then you should be able to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, working together as a unit is one of the biggest things that a lot of teams face. And like getting snowballed onto. That was always like one of our biggest problems is like like we just like lose the first mid fight. It's like, fuck, the game's over. Like when we first started playing. We've learned how to turn the momentum around a little bit, but it's definitely one of the harder things of this bracket.
No, yeah, it's extremely difficult, just because of how bursty it is, and how
Yeah.
how fast things happen.
Yeah, like momentum gets rolling and you're just fucking sitting there on everyone's on different res timers. You're just like, fuck. And it definitely gets in your head too.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest upset is when I returned this bracket, and I was just like, God damn, the snowballs just multiply. They get so big, man.
Yeah, you got to be able to handle the pressure.
100%.
If I can answer one more question from chat, from Dark XD PvP, what are your thoughts on a full melee cleave? Man, I think you can run pretty much whatever you want as long as you play it well together, man. Like that's the main thing. Like I pulled out Guardian Druid. It worked. It can work against people. Like I don't think any games that we lost playing Guardian Druid were because we were playing Guardian Druid. I think it was because we weren't playing well enough, So
Guardian Druid's sweet though.
Play around something, yeah, for sure. I still think it's sweet. I definitely think it's underrated, but you gotta just have a plan and understand. Like it sounds cheesy, and I'm taking this from League, but you gotta understand your win conditions, and like when you know your win conditions, then you can play around it and put your team in situations where a melee cleave would wreck. Wherever that is. I don't know. I haven't messed with it, but don't be a slave to the meta, man.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different comps throughout the games today. The teams running Affliction Warlocks. We got teams changing from 3 healers to 4 healers. There's all different things all day, and it's been a lot of fun. And did you guys catch any of the other series?
Yep, I casted the first 2. I don't think Xander did though.
I personally did not know.
Yeah, so Muskie, what was your like standout moment? Were you shocked by anything? Like I know Dark XD's team really impressed me. I was not expecting 3 O's across the board.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit disappointed by Give Me Your Energy as well, because I feel like they have the people and I feel like they have the leadership as well. They just need to. I feel like they just haven't practiced enough. Like they need some practice. They need to get working better together. Dark XD's PvP's team, I don't know who a lot of the people are on his team, so it's hard for me to say. But they just came out blazing, and it seemed like they knew exactly what they wanted to do in mid, and they executed it really well. So definitely a dark horse team coming out of nowhere. I'd love to play them and see how we match up against them.
I like seeing.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are thinking that right now.
I like seeing all these new people in the tournament, man. Like most of the people, like I knew a few faces in that last game, but like I like seeing all this new competition. It's fun.
Hmm.
More the merrier.
And then when it comes to Other Girls Get Tap Water, I was surprised that they put Yowza on the Boomy, and they have a lot more up their pocket, I feel like, up their sleeve, rather. And I I want to see what they're going to do, man. I want to see them do, like, the comps. Like, I know they're going to run a double Boomy Affliction Lock, and I just want to see it. I know they're going to do it. And that's going to be, like, the most difficult thing to deal with. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing Yowza on a Moonkin again and Honey Buns on a Moonkin. It's going to be good.
Yep.
Two top players playing double Boomkin.
Yeah, especially because like I was saying before about how like the mines in Other Girls Get Tap Water are so good at moving around the map. Like you saw the problems we were struggling with double Boomkin. I feel like that wouldn't be a problem, and more impressive things can be done with it as well, because there's a lot at your disposal with double Boomkin. Like, I'm not the most comfortable Boomkin player. Like, if you guys are actually watching what I'm doing, like, not good at all. Like, double dotting things that already have double dots on them and everything. It's not good. But
You're not good.
you make it work. That's why I'm the one always leaving mid.
Yeah, you're not good.
I'm good at Guardian, though.
Whatever, dude.
I think you're the only Guardian.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Guardian.
You're the only fucking Guardian.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter. Spray grins every time, man.
Yep. It's basically the equivalent of spreading rinse. You just spam thrash. It's just easier because I don't have to tab.
The hardest part about playing Warrior, choosing the right target.
So, do we know who's playing next weekend?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I think there's a schedule out there, but I don't think it's set in stone because, people are adjusting their schedules and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make up some hypothetical games then. Like, say you guys had to play Warsong Warlords next week. Would you change your current comp, or would you run exactly what you did today? Obviously, you don't have to give away too much.
We have a sleeper comp that we're looking to run, but we're not going to run it until we get practice on it. So if we practice this week, then I would be down to run it, although it might be showing our hand too soon. Other than that, I think we would stick with it because I think it's working. Maybe we'd run the Ellie Shaman as well. I think the only thing that's separating us from Warsong Warlords is just practice, man. We just need to play more. Our guys don't even pug, like they're all really good players, but like Xander is on an account that can't pug. Like, half our guys just don't even play.
My account's not even active, man. I just literally all I can do is war game. That's it. I can't get Hellstones or buy new bandages. I have 30 bandages left. That's it. It's like a bum.
That's no good.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we were to fight Warsong Warlords again right now, we would lose. To be honest,
I don't know. I mean, like, I think it'd be a good game. I think if we go into it with a different mindset.
for
Did
sure.
now their comp they ran against you guys? You were saying you weren't sure if they're going to be able to run people or certain people. What did they have that wouldn't be in the game?
Something similar to ours, eh?
It was the same. It was literally the same comp, and I think they would, except for the hunter instead of the mage, and I think they would run the same comp. It's just their healers were different people. They had Blurs, Repulsed, Aosaka, and Party Girl, and it's like that's pretty massive to deal with as a full mid team, right? And like those guys are some of the best healers in the bracket.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who's on their team that was replaced, but I don't know if Aosaka's on their team. I think that the rest are, but like Party Girl's not for sure. So maybe if their healers are swapped up, it could be a little bit better, but I think everyone else is staying at their position. But yeah, it's so hard to deal against 4 really good healers, man. It's so hard to get kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when like our mid is just like all over the place and like our calls are just all over the place. It's nearly impossible. I think I had like like both those games, like 2 kills on my. Not good at all.
We had the damage, we just didn't have the kills.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like Lucas was like, he was like soaring above me though. They just had so much more freedom over us. We were just all over the place.
Mhm.
I just remember looking at like the damage tickers and like he applying way more pressure. They were just that was the thing though. They were just like way more in unison and applying more pressure, and it just goes to show it really makes a difference.
I got one more question. So you hear about like what you said. There's the 3 healers, and you don't think they're going to be as strong because they're not going to have those same 3 healers because one of them's on a different team. So I always hear this how it's like, man, like last NWL, a few teams would complain that a couple of teams would combine their rosters and play for a team that's like not even their team, and you get dominated by them, and then the complaint would be there's so many good players on this team. It's not even a team because it's like you're taking players from separate teams and putting them on the same one just to sort of make a team. And it makes me always wonder, how come people don't just like at some point like put the differences aside and just grab like all these top players, put them on one team, and just call it a day in these tournaments?
I don't think that there are 10 best players in the 19 bracket. I think that you could say that, but I think that you need different elements in your team, and that's really hard to find. I think some teams get really lucky, or they're kind of like molded in that way. I think that there are a lot of teams that could arguably be said that they have the 10 best players. I think it's just when it comes down to it, there's guys that are really consistent and really, really strong, and they also play a lot together. So when you put people like Party Girl, who has a lot of experience with all of those guys who, you know, are largely Harvest people as well, it's a little bit more than just bringing in someone who's a really good player. It's like they brought in like their farm superstar, you know what I mean? And it's just makes it even more hard to deal with, I guess. Mm-hmm. I think if you were to like take some of the Twin Cup teams, for example, you could probably drop 1 or 2 people from each team and upgrade them. I don't think you could drop more than 3 or 4 from any of the top like 4 teams to make them that much better. I think when it gets your mechanical skill can only take you so far, and then it comes down to working as a unit and working with your callers, like working with your target caller and your map caller, whatever you want to call it, your macro caller. That's how I feel.
Yeah, it could be the 10 best players, you know, like, you know, if there's some sort of ranking system, 10 best players, but it doesn't matter. If they haven't played together and they don't have like the same coordination, like nothing's gonna happen, man. It all goes down to synergy.
It's like experience too. It's like dealing with situations that arise, like being on the same mindset when those situations arise and knowing how and why you want to handle them a certain way.
The best player is definitely the one that can adapt to everything, like on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Which is why Grizzle's so freaking good.
Yep. The snake, man, just slithers in there.
All right.
Torrent now.
Yeah, Grizzle. The Torrent FC Hunter.
I just thought it was so funny. Every game, like that last game we were playing, he just jumps by, puts a few shots, and just walks like right past the team. That was the best part of that game.
He also doesn't have a mic right now, so he's like typing and everything like that. Like Grizzle is the wild card. Like
Grizzle is communicating to us with raid messages. Like he's just typing up his message in the middle of the game. We just see bong pop on the screen. Like, oh god damn it. What was the Operation Milk or something like that? He says the funniest shit, man.
Like the milk is in the juice box or something like that. Yeah, we're like, we have him at GY and like Grizzle's getting out and he's like, don't worry guys, the milk is in the juice box, and he's like running across mid with the flag. It's fantastic.
Oh man. That's pretty funny.
Hey, well, I enjoyed watching your guys' series and I enjoyed commentating. And it was nice having you guys for this post-game interview.
Yep, first one of the NWL season 2, I think.
Yeah, I think in the future we need to get some webcams going on for the post-game interviews.
Yep, that's the plan.
Because I think that'd be awesome.
Yep, for sure. Agreed. All right, we will take our leave. I'll let you guys do your sign-offs and everything like that. I'll catch you guys
Thanks for
later.
having us. Absolutely.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Right.
All right, Eric. I think it's time to call it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night, guys. Kiss some pugs. Kiss some pugs.